No, the difference, it is Team Tech Trust. We're back with Brandon Lehman, a wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management, who is also an engineer officer in the Army National Guard. This is part 3 of a conversation about retiring from the military, the early steps, insurance, employment, and now medical affairs. Brandon, you told me off air, a soldier's main effort during retirement process is to get medical affairs in order. And you also said it's complicated. So I guess you need to elaborate on that.
Understanding what the military has done to your body is key, and getting compensated for that is a huge part of this. You need to have everything in order. You need to put in that effort before you get out, because once you get out, imagine trying to go back to Fort Benning, Fort Leonard Wood, somewhere and get that information. So start now, because by the time you get out, you're going to have a lot more on your plate, but then you can get ready and get this over to the VA and start that whole medical process where typically you're going to need some sort of disability compensation.
And you're talking about wear and tear, right?
All of it. You think about your knees, your back, your hips, they've all taken abuse, whether you're airborne, whether you're traditional, no matter what, your body is taking a lot of lumps and bruises along the way. And I can speak from personal experience. I've had 4 surgeries during my military career.
All related to?
All related to military service. So my body is taking a beating, and I'm actually not that old yet. So I think about some of these individuals who have well over 20 years in and how they're going to feel. So get that information in order, start that process early, and document.
Maybe all the injuries, the aches and pains probably are not chronicled, but surgeries are, injuries are, things like that, all the way back, right?
Correct. So yeah, the aches and pains, we all have it. Are you injured or are you hurt? That's a famous line you hear from every doctor in the military, or every doc in the military. But one thing you need to pay attention to is when you were really injured. Did you track it? Did you get, if you're in the reserves or guard, did you get your LOD? Did you get all of that documented and taken care of? And get ready for that when you retire. Have it all in place. And you need to maintain good records, and you need to get all of your documents sorted out. Start your VA disability claim around 6 months prior to your retirement if you want to get a rating as soon as you retire. Your claim submission, you can work with advocates like DAV, AMVETS, or the VFW to help you navigate this paperwork process, because it is very complex.
Does everyone have a disability rating?
Not everyone warrants one, but there is an opportunity to get them. So it really depends on what your career has been. If you've served in the 75th, you probably are going to qualify for one after having maybe 12, 13 deployments over 20 years. But it all really depends on your role. A lot of even adjunct generals, so the Adjunct General Corps of the United States Army, you could have had some physical demands while you were overseas, and you could have actually still have the opportunity to qualify for some disability.
So it all counts, and it all needs to be documented.
Correct. Again, document, and start early. Make sure you get all this information put together to help you get the most out of your military career.
Is there one copy of your medical records, or is this from all sorts of different sources?
So if you've served active duty, you're going to have one copy of everything. You can get it through your surgical records and your outpatient records. They'll send it to you via certified mail, or you can go in and you can have them put it on a disc. On the active duty side, there's a lot of ways to get all these records. On the reserve side, the Reserve and National Guard side, you're going to have multiple different scenarios. You'll have multiple DD-214s from time you're on active, when you got off of active. So you need to keep track of your records as best as you can. I suggest every time you come off of active duty, if you have a medical injury, you've had something that has been documented where you've had to go to on post care, get a copy of that and bring that home and keep it in what we call your All About Me binder.
Oh, the All About Me binder. This has really been a good 3-part series. What you've told me, all of this might be something that's not covered as fully as it should be from the military. When we're talking about finances, how important is it to work with a financial planning professional like Annex Wealth Management as a fee-only fiduciary?
It's really important. By working with a fiduciary, someone who is acting in your best interest, they can help answer these tough questions. 1, about should you retire? 2, where should I go? Where should I move? Where should I be looking at roles? They can help you in that guidance. Especially, I work with an individual who's getting out now. He called me yesterday. He asked about grad school. So I walked him through the different grad school opportunities he was looking at. And then we discussed what type of graduate degree made more sense for his desired route. But work with somebody that you trust. They can help you get on track. They can explain the pros and cons of the retirement options you're looking at. But they can also help be your financial quarterback as you navigate this labyrinth of military retirement.
And in your case, it really helps because you can speak the language.
I've had some time in the military and I love every second of it, but I understand the language that is going on. And I've been a part of some of these programs where we look at retiring soldiers, able to have a lot of good discussions. And I think working with somebody who understands that is also key.
Good stuff. Brandon Lehman, wealth manager at Annex Wealth Management, also an engineer officer in the Army National Guard. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Danny.